Hi class, today we are going to cover how to do an L-shaped house. So let's start off with some of the basics. I know I've covered this in other videos. Here's our orbit tool. You can just click on the orbit tool to start using it, or you can simply push on the mouse wheel, straight down on the mouse wheel, and the orbit tool already pops up. And then again, another important tool is the pan tool. That's if you need to move left, right, down, or up. So the first thing that we're going to start off with is the rectangle tool. So we need to push R for rectangle, or you can simply select it as you did in the previous video from the toolbar. If you haven't watched the previous video, the rectangle tool is right here. All of our other shapes are here as well. So we're going to start with the rectangle tool. And since we are making an L-shaped house, we need to actually make an L shape. Imagine that. So we start at the edge here, and it's kind of a weird L, I guess. And as you can see, a line formed in the middle. We need to merge this shape and delete that middle line. So we need to press E on the keyboard for the eraser tool. Eraser tool is right here if you're looking for it on the toolbar. So we'll delete that line and merge the shape. And now we can bring this up as one object. So let's take the push-pull tool and pull it up. And I'm keeping the guy here to make sure my house is bigger than a human being, because obviously it should be larger. It shouldn't, unless you want to make a dollhouse.
Nope.
That's up to you. All right. Next, we need our line tool. We can obviously just hit L for line tool, or you can click on the toolbar here. So I'm going to start out at this corner. Kind of pretend this is a foot, and you're putting a sock on the foot. I guess one of those, because you're going to go to here, I guess one of those weird socks that don't completely cover your foot that some people wear for some reason. So we're going to start here and end at the heel. So you're going from ankle to heel. Next, without clicking it, it's important to note this. You do not want to click prior to getting to the midpoint on this line right here. So we're going to go ahead and trace the line until it says midpoint, and you get the light blue dot. And if you follow a straight line, we're parallel with the green line. If I was running the line that way, it would be red. So make sure the line is red or green. If you go straight, you'll automatically hit the midpoint of this line. And then you click. Click again, and you'll go to the midpoint of this line. Okay, as you can see, it kind of looks like a flat version of a roof, or a crumpled up diaper maybe. So we're going to go ahead and select the select tool. So I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to hold down on shift. Do you see the plus sign that pops up? I'm going to go ahead, and if you don't hold down on shift like I just did, it will unselect the other line. So again, if you hold down on shift, it selects both lines. Next, we'll need our move tool. The push-pull tool will not work in this case. So we're going to go ahead and use the move tool, and we're just going to pull our roof up. Okay, as you can see, the roof is still selected. We do not want that. So just take the select tool and click away from it. We're going to go underneath like we did in the previous video. And we're going to use the offset tool. If you hit F, it automatically turns into the offset tool. For those of you who want to spend extra time finding the offset tool, you simply click over here and select it. And then we need to take our push-pull tool and grab this outer edge and pull it up. Okay, and again, like we did with the previous video, we take our line tool, start at the corner here. Then you can see we go to the peak and go down to the dotted line. And then again to this edge. If we take the push-pull tool and we push this in, and then take your eraser and delete the line. Pretty easy. So one more time. Line tool, corner, peak, go down, and okay, so we take our push-pull tool, we push this in until it says offset limit reached, or offset limited to, and then we take our eraser tool and get rid of the line. Next, we're going to do our door and door frame. So obviously we're going to do the rectangle tool. I guess it's not completely obvious, but a door is a rectangle, so draw from that what you will. Okay, make sure it's taller than a person, because a door is not exactly the same height as a person, it's taller. If you don't like where you put it, you can take your line tool, click on the line, hold down on Shift, and click the other lines. Hit the letter M for Move tool, and you can drag the door over a little bit. And this sets us up nicely for our offset. Create your offset, go just a bit outside, and we're going to unselect those lines. Take our push-pull tool, letter P for push-pull, and we're going to pull out our door frame a little bit. Okay, so now this gives us what we need to do the trim around the house. So we're going to take our pencil or our line tool, and we're going to zoom in a little bit, and we're just going to draw a line here. And next we need the Follow Me tool, but I'm going to go ahead and adjust so I can see the bottom of the house entirely. And we're going to take the Follow Me tool, and we're going to grab the little square that we just did, and we're going to pull it around. Just trace the line as it goes, the red line. And I like to get to about right here and stop, and then take the push-pull, hit the letter P, and finish it the rest of the way out. I'm going to go ahead and make a window. You're obviously going to put in more windows when you do your house. So we're going to do the rectangle tool. And then we need our line tool. So like we did on the roof, we're going to trace this line and get to the midpoint. Go to the other midpoint. Find the midpoint here. And go to this midpoint. So we need our offset tool once again, so press F. And all we have to do is make one, and then you just simply double click in the other ones. Zoom in, grab the eraser tool with E, click exactly in the middle, and then we'll take our push-pull tool and pull this out. And then obviously there's going to be several more windows on all sides of the house. Next, we're going to do our chimney. And if you can't do this all in one class period, that's completely fine. That's why you can pick up where you left off and do this self-paced. So we're going to trace this into this roof until we get to the midpoint. We're going to click, and then we're going to go up on blue axis. Make sure that line is blue. We're going to click. I'm parallel with the green line over here, so this line is also going to be green. And then we're going to go down again on blue axis. Obviously that doesn't look like much of a chimney yet, so we're going to take our push-pull tool. We're going to pull this back and then push it forward. As you can see, we've created extra lines. We want to get rid of those, so we're going to hit E for eraser, delete the lines, and again, we're going to use our offset tool, F for offset. Then we're going to take the push-pull tool. Now, it's actually good that this happened because sometimes the push-pull tool won't automatically select what you're trying to do. You don't want to push-pull this outer edge. So we're going to take the select tool and we're going to grab the middle and then do our push-pull. And we're just going to pull this down. And then once you get to this point, and you've done all your windows, and you've done your doors, and maybe even a sliding glass door on the back, take your paint bucket, go to Browse, and we have roofing. You're going to obviously take your time and go through all of this. Then we have bricks. So if you want to do bricks, this is what you would do on, and then when you do your chimney, make sure you rotate all the way around and do all sides of the chimney. And then down here, I like to go to color and give the illusion that there's a shadow. So I go to black, I color that in black. I don't know why it looks like a dark blue. Okay, I just had to click away from it. All right. So this is your L-shaped house. And then obviously one last thing with the windows, you would go to glass and mirrors, fill it in. You can actually see inside the house. There's a transparency with that. But this is essential. Then you're just going to add all the little details, add things that would go around the house. There's vegetation, so if you wanted to make a large square for the yard, you could do that. And then you can put grass or whatever you wanted to put under landscaping and vegetation. You could do a fence. All you'd have to do is do a basic rectangle shape, pull it up, and then put the fence coloring and texture on it. But that's all I have for you today for the L-shaped house. If you have any questions, feel free to rewind any part of this or ask your teacher. Have a great rest of the day.